Brock Purdy exploded onto the scene in 2022 as a rookie.
Blitz coming. Purdy lofting, going deep. Has McCaffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, San Francisco.
And in 2023, he followed it up with another incredible season. But despite all of that, the 49ers are in a position on whether they should pay Brock Purdy or they shouldn't pay Brock Purdy. Is he a franchise quarterback? Is he not a franchise quarterback? And that all comes down to the 2024 season. You see, his biggest advocators will tell you that the season was a down season because the offensive line wasn't protecting Brock Purdy. There was injuries around Brock Purdy, and Kyle Shanahan himself wasn't calling plays to the level that he normally does. But I've got 5 plays for you from the 2024 season that should give even the biggest Brock Purdy advocate a reason for pause. Now, before I get into the actual film here, I do want to go back to the Cleveland Browns game in 2023. That is when the 49ers started their 3-game skid. And it was the first time really that Brock Purdy didn't seem like Teflon Don, like there was a chink in the armor. It was short-lived. And Brock Purdy, for the rest of the 2023 season, outside of one game against the Ravens, played phenomenal. But in this game against the Cleveland Browns, Brock Purdy struggled throughout the course of the game. But one drive is all it took for people to get excited about Brock. And in fact, Brock Purdy was not the reason that they lost that game. He, despite playing bad, when the moment mattered most, came through. And Jake Moody is the reason that the 49ers lost that game. He took away a gutsy performance from Brock Purdy. And I want you to keep that in mind as we look through the course of these 5 games that I'm about to show you, because I think that it encapsulates perfectly what you may have thought after that Cleveland Brown game, but in the inverse. You see, it doesn't matter if the offensive line didn't play good or if Kyle Shanahan didn't have his hot hand in that game or who was injured. All I know is when it came to that moment, the game hung in the balance, and Brock Purdy had the opportunity, much like Jake Moody did against the Cleveland Browns, to come through and show exactly why he is a franchise quarterback and deserves to be paid. Game number 1 against the Los Angeles Rams, week 2 of the 2024 season. There's 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the game here. It's 1st and 20. The 49ers have the ball and they lead by a touchdown at the 48-yard line. Let's get into this play. Now, if you remember in this game, a lot of people talked about a major drop from Ronnie Bell, which is true. Absolutely. Ronnie Bell dropped the ball that could have won the game for the 49ers. But not many people talked about this turn down from Brock Purdy. And what I find interesting about this turn down from Brock Purdy, he has a wide open Brandon Ayuk up the middle of the field, easy touchdown, puts the game away if he throws the ball. It's not as if he didn't see him. He saw him and he pump faked towards him multiple times. We'll rewind it real quick and watch it from this angle. This is the angle, by the way, that I saw it from because I happened to be at this game. And I remember yelling to Sunil, who was at the game with me, Ayuk is wide open, throw it to Ayuk. And then I questioned, well, maybe, just maybe, he didn't see it the way that I thought he saw it. And then when you went back and watched the film, it was very, very clear that he did, in fact, see it the way that I thought he had during the game. This play right here didn't start in week 3. This play started in week 2. Brock Purdy took multiple sacks in week 2 because he was turning down open wide receivers. And did that in favor of scrambling around, trying to make a different play, trying to make something happen that wasn't there. And then it continued right here in a very, very crucial moment with the game in the balance. Here we go one more time. Watch Brandon Ayuk, top of the screen. Look at how wide open he is. Wide open. You've got corners flat-footed right here. You've got a trailer here. If he puts this ball out in front, safety's going the opposite way. That's an easy 6. Instead, Brock Purdy sees it, pump fakes it multiple times. Right here. Sees it, sees it, sees it. Turns it down. Still completes a pass, but ultimately the 49ers go on to lose this game. Game number 2, week 5, Arizona Cardinals. 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. The 49ers trail by 1 with 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. Brock Purdy throws an interception. Now, I do want to say that the blitz here, the timing of this blitz was phenomenal by the Arizona Cardinals. But what you're going to see is Brock Purdy clearly targeting a wide open George Kittle over the middle. And if he hits that back step right there and throws the ball, it's a completion. Game continues. And the 49ers put themselves potentially in a position to either kick a game-winning field goal or get a walk-off touchdown. But instead, he hitches up, gets blasted, and throws a pick. Boom, back foot throw. Picked off. Now, the question is, okay, well, is he really going to George Kittle? Well, if not George Kittle, who's he throwing to? He's looking to the left. The only other guy he might be throwing to is right out here. That's a pick if he throws that ball too. Corner sitting on it. He's got to throw it outside the numbers way downfield. I think he's clearly trying to hit George Kittle. He sees George Kittle. He knows he's open. He just hitches. Game over. 49ers lose. Game number 3, week 11, Seattle Seahawks, 49ers 17, Seahawks 13, fourth quarter, 3 minutes, 2 seconds left, 2nd and 11, ball on the 47. Man, I'm noticing a theme here. The 49ers are in great field position in all of these scenarios to really go make something happen. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left. 49ers actually lead here. If they put at least 3 on the board, it makes it extremely difficult on the Seattle Seahawks to come back and win this game. Now, unlike the others, this is not a turn down or an interception. He sees it, he throws it, it's just inaccurate. Here's the thing about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, we all know, is not the biggest, strongest, fastest player. But people that support Brock Purdy and think that he deserves to get paid and is elite in this league, they will point to the accuracy and the decision making. And what you're seeing in all of these scenarios is either the accuracy and or the decision making is letting him down. So if the thing that Brock Purdy does best lets him down multiple times throughout the course of a season, resulting in losses for the 49ers, shouldn't that at least give you a little bit pause here? If he puts that ball out in front, he gives his receiver a chance. If Debo catches the ball, chains move, 49ers likely go on to win this game. Unfortunately, they don't end up with a first down, and Seattle ends up scoring and winning that game. This game is week 15 against the Rams. Again, we talk about decision making. Here we go. Drops back. No pressure. He's got 1 right underneath here. 2, 3 wide open receivers. Remember, this is 2nd and 11 on the 34-yard line, down 3. They're in field goal range. They can tie the game here. There's no need to uncork this ball. You have 3 wide open players underneath. Just complete it. Instead, he throws it up, double coverage, picked off. Game essentially ends here. 49ers season is finished. Now, again, people are going to talk about the Deebo Samuel drop in this game. Completely fair. But regardless of what happened up to this point, regardless of how Deebo Samuel played or didn't play, regardless of the offensive line and how they played or didn't play, or the injuries or the play calls, Brock Purdy had the ball in his hands with a chance to win a game, season on the line. And instead of taking the easy pass underneath, he had 3 options. He chose to uncork it and throw a pick into double coverage. Now, one game that's not on here is the game against the Miami Dolphins, by the way, where he also threw the game-sealing interception. I think the decision was sound there. I think he got hit when he wasn't necessarily expecting it. And sometimes defenses make good plays. So I don't even have that interception as a part of this 5-play montage. But I do have this one. 1st and 10, down 6, ball on the 36-yard line, 4th quarter, 7 minutes and 43 seconds left. Let's also remember that Brock Purdy has already thrown an interception over the middle in this game that led to a touchdown, which is why the 49ers are down at this point. But with all of that said, still has an opportunity right here to go take the lead. And they are past the 50-yard line already in field goal range. He doesn't get pressured. He's not confused post-snap because of the secondary change. The picture pre-snap stays the same as the picture post-snap. He stares down Ricky Pearsall, throws it directly over the middle, picked off, game over. See it from this angle. Joseph basically is flat-footed pre and post-snap. He's right there. He doesn't move. The point of showing this to you is not to sway you or make you think that Brock Purdy's a bad quarterback, because he's not. But for those of you that think the 2024 season was simply an admiration, as if that's not 40% of Brock Purdy's career, or that the reason that the season fell apart had nothing to do with Brock and everything to do with everything that happened around him. These are 5 plays to the contrary that show you that Brock Purdy, unlike 2022 and 2023, with games on the line, was unable to come through. It doesn't matter what happened before that point. All I know is Brock Purdy had the ball in his hands, had a chance to call game, and instead made a decision that is a head scratcher, was inaccurate, missed players, did the things that he's supposed to do great, but did them at a very, very poor level. So, for those of you that are major Brock Purdy supporters and think that the 49ers should open up their pocketbooks, I want to hear from you. Does this at all give you any pause? Have you changed your mind at all from watching this? Or is it simply, let's throw away the 2024 season? Brock is who he showed the first 55, 60% of his career, and the 49ers should pay him. Sound off down in the comment section. Appreciate you. Much love. Peace.